I've decided to kind of use some of these videos to just kind of tell you guys how much I miss you with some messages here and now. You might get a mention, you might not. I'll try to think of everybody that I can. For today's episode, Sean, I want to make sure that you are wearing your Crocs. You can wear them in two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. It don't matter when you're at your home, so it's good news for you. Skippy, I miss picking on you. Miss Haley wants to let you know that she loves you, and you know, it's just a shame that I can't see you guys daily and just you know, feel whole about myself as I get to talk to you guys. But anyway, this is the best we got, so we'll make the most of it. This episode's about the Compromise of 1850, and it's a big one because it's one of the questions that's on your mandatory evidence. On this particular one, this compromise kind of gives us a little bit more time as far as the conflict of the Civil War, and it's put together by the great compromiser himself, Henry Clay from Kentucky. It's one of the last things he does that's very instrumental to his political career before he passes away. But there's 5 major points to this Compromise of 1850, and you'll need to know all 5 for your mandatory evidence. The first one is that it allowed slavery to exist in Washington, D.C., but it would outlaw the actual slave trade. So there would be no more slave auctions or slave trading taking place inside the city, but slavery would be allowed in the city. The second one is it allowed California to enter the Union as a free state, as we had just won California in the Mexican-American War as a result of that. And that's a big chunk of land. A lot of California was below the Mason-Dixon line. This area would have been designated to be slave territory, but Californians did not want that. So they, as far as popular sovereignty goes, they wanted to enter as a free state, so they got to be able to do that. It would establish the territories of Utah and New Mexico, that they could use popular sovereignty as well, whether they would permit slavery or not going forward. It also defined the boundaries of the state of Texas, which made Texas kind of give up some of its land to what would become the state of New Mexico. And then lastly, and this one's the real kicker because this is where the Southerners got their win in all of this, and it's a more enhanced Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 is passed. And this allows anyone in the North, doesn't matter where their location is, to be hunted down by their slave masters and be recovered and put back into the South, back into slavery. And this would lead to a lot of misidentifications of people and free blacks being forced to go to the South and serve in slavery. They made a movie about this. I alluded to this last week in the movie 13 Years a Slave. Great movie. Check with your parents if they'll allow you to watch that. But it gives you a nice, good feel for that, the fear that the Fugitive Slave Act put forth on some of the African Americans that were in the North. And then, of course, the ones that were still stuck in the South. There were free blacks in the South. And their fear of going back into slavery was something that would just never go away no matter where they lived. This would also come into play as we get into the Dred Scott case, which is going to come up in a future focus area. Thank you guys. See you guys later.